Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is Kyle and Drew with your sneak peek at next week, episode number 619 for comics originally coming out March the 9th and March the 10th. Before Drew and I get into one coming out in your local comic shops this coming Tuesday and Wednesday. Drew, we've come to the WandaVision era and all kinds of other things. What else have I missing from the world of comics?
Yeah, we did. We finished up WandaVision today. So it's Saturday for you folks that are listening. So most people watch it on the day it comes out at some point. So I would think that everybody's seen it. We don't need to get too spoilery, I guess, but I think it was great television. 9 episodes that I didn't, at first I thought it was slow. First couple I thought was really slow. And then it started getting its groove, and it was appointment TV for me. I'd get up early with my coffee and watch it on Friday mornings. It was fantastic. I love the way it ended. I thought it did a great job of tying up everything. Probably would have been cool to have some of these fan theories come true, but I was okay with it. I'm excited. I can't wait for the next Marvel show to start in a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. I liked the way it was. I liked most of it. I hated the first 2 episodes, which, I mean, if you're looking at the series as a whole, and 2 of the episodes were almost unwatchable for me, then, I mean, the series is overall like a 6 out of 10. But in the end, it was a fun little wrap-up, and I really enjoyed kind of the main story. Fizzled a little bit for me at the end. I didn't have, big fan theory expectations, but I kind of wanted it to lead places it didn't lead. But overall, not bad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mandalorian's still better.
Yep.
Mandalorian's
still better. Clone Wars Season 7 still better. So
yeah. Okay.
This is the worst of the Disney Plus shows.
Okay. There you go. Yeah. But I can't watch Clone Wars Season 7 because I have to watch 6 more seasons before that, right?
Correct.
I can't just hop in. So
you got it.
No, that's not going to ever happen. So, but yeah, I'm excited for Falcon Winter Soldier's next, and then when
at some point we get Doctor Strange.
We get Black Widow, right? We get
Black Widow. I think they keep kicking it down the road. Who knows if Black Widow's ever?
I think all that stuff should happen.
And honestly, Black Widow's irrelevant because it's in the past. So that's another one that's just like, what if it comes? It comes. If it doesn't, I don't even care.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Captain Marvel was in the past. I liked it. There's what was the other one that was Guardians was in the past, wasn't it?
No, Guardians is pretty concurrent.
No, not Guardians. What was the other one that was in? Oh, Ant-Man. Ant-Man was set in the past, wasn't it? One of the Ant-Man movies?
One of the Ant-Mans is...
Yeah. So, yeah, they've done it a couple of times.
Yeah, but with a character that you're giving us their story because they're leading into, quote-unquote, an Adventures.
Captain America was way back there.
Yes, because eventually we're getting Captain America leading the Avengers. With Black Widow, we're getting a dead Black Widow.
Yeah, I guess you didn't know that the character was going to die when you saw Captain America, or get old and give his shield away. Yeah, I'm excited for it. Some of them will be good, some of them will be great, some will be, that's just the way it is, right?
100%.
But
I'm glad we have it. It was cool.
But
9 issues was I think a really appropriate amount, and it paced very well.
But
again, the first 2 were.
But WandaVision exceeded your expectations going into WandaVision.
Yeah,
and Mandalorian exceeded your expectations. Yes. So our expectations now super high for Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Expectations are super high for Hawkeye, and that's it.
For you?
Yeah.
I have pretty high, because when I saw all the releases, I had all the shows, all the Disney Plus shows, I was like, they probably won't be that great. Now that I've seen WandaVision, I expect a lot out of all these shows. And so I think I'm setting myself up for disappointment because I expect them all to be Really dense, packed with Easter eggs, really clever, and I don't know that they're all going to be that way.
Yeah, but like when WandaVision was over, like I'm going to miss Jimmy Woo more than Wanda Maximoff.
Oh man, that's I couldn't disagree more, man. I thought she was fantastic. I love the character now.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess we're going to have to agree to disagree on that one.
Feel free to join further arguments on our Slack channel by joining our Patreon, because there's much more arguments to come.
Yes, and a patron that we forgot to welcome was Eric. Our very own Eric from Cowabunga is a patron and has joined our Patreon campaign, and we appreciate that. So he's over on Slack as well. So if you did have any questions about Cowabunga or Deep Discount or how all that stuff works, or, inside retailer dirt, I'm sure he's around that can help answer that stuff on our Slack. Or you want to talk to Kyle and I, or Jason, or any of the other patrons that are hanging out on there. The way to do that is to join our Patreon. You also get access to lots of bonus episodes. We've put 3 up this week, different mini reviews that we've done. We're excited about those. We've got other stuff that's coming down the pike and some stretch goals. That's pretty cool. In addition, if you join at any level, you get entered in our slab contest from one of our patrons, Adam Pastory, who's donated a couple of CGC 9.8s. And you get to pick, if you're selected, from the following: Dark Tower Gunslinger Born, number 1. Batman 98B, the Matina Punchline cover. Powers of X, number 2. Red Sonja, Age of Chaos, number 1. Wonder Woman 761B. House of X, number 5, the flower variant. Catwoman, number 17B, the acetate variant. Basket Full of Heads, number 1B. I'm kind of jealous on that one. I really would like that one myself.
That was a good looking
Yeah, one. And Star number 1.
The J. Scott Campbell.
The J. Scott Campbell, yes. So good stuff there, and there are actual posts on our Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram of all of the 9.8 slabs that you can see, for the photos and a list of them. And I will bump those up occasionally and repost them from time to time, so you can check that out. But anyway, join our Patreon, be a part of the fun. We appreciate that. If you want to do that, you can also just donate directly through our link, our PayPal link in the show notes, if you want to, or you can just listen. We don't mind if you just do that too. But if you want to give back, you certainly can, and we appreciate those that do. Now, let's talk Marvel previews.
Yeah. We've been kind of scrapping through some of the previews ahead of time before we do our orders. We looked through some DC stuff last week, and this week we're going to look through some Marvel stuff, just kind of take you along with us as what our thought process is as we put our March orders, our March for
May.
April, May. Yeah, I always have to do the math.
March for May, yeah.
March for May.
Yeah. Crazy. And it's all about the Heroes Reborn. We're getting the first 4 issues, so it must be a weekly, I'm guessing. Mm-hmm. The first one is 56 pages. Issue 1. This is Jason Aaron doing the writing, Ed McGuinness on art. Tons of covers, of course.
But of course.
And this is about a world where Tony Stark never built an Iron Man armor, where Thor is a hard-drinking atheist who despises hammers, where Wakanda is dismissed as a myth, and where Captain America was never found in the ice because there were no Avengers to find him. Instead, this world has always been protected by Earth's mightiest heroes, the Squadron Supreme of America. And now the Squadron faces an attack from some of their fiercest enemies, like Dr. Juggernaut, the Black Skull, the Silver Witch, and Thanos with his Infinity Rings. But why is the Daywalker Blade the one man alive who seems to remember the entire world has somehow been reborn? So this is like a alternate history of Marvel Comics, and it's a 7-issue series. They got a lot of weight behind this, a lot of cool covers. What do you think of the concept, Kyle? Marvel seems to be going all in on this as their May event launching for the summer. What do you think?
It's going to be interesting. I mean, it's essentially just like, all right, we've killed off our top 6 characters. Haha, now how are things? So I guess they're just giving everybody else room to breathe, knowing that with people out of the way, I guess we can tell other stories, or are we still going to spend time on heroes that aren't heroes? Is what I'm curious about.
Yeah, and then they're doing like they did with King in Black, where it was King in Black : yada yada yada. They're doing a bunch of these things too. Mm-hmm. So there's a Heroes Reborn Magneto and the Mutant Force, Young Heroes Reborn Young Squadron #1. Let's see, Heroes Reborn Siege Society with what's that, Black Widow and Hawkeye involved in that one. That's a cool looking Hawkeye concept for the costume. I like that a lot.
I just can't get over the blatant Wonder Woman riff off in this book. Is the thing I'm never going to be able to look past.
Well, I don't know where you're at, so can't.
You've not seen the literal picture of Wonder Woman on the like the 4th page. Actually, if you look in the very first page, they're coming from the left.
You have to go all the way back up. Better be worth it, Kyle.
I apologize.
It better be worth it. So I'm at the
Heroes Reborn orange splash page.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then you go 1, 2, 3, 4th page there. There with you got Thanos and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't like that.
It's just off-putting because like every time you see it, you're like, "Hey, that's Wonder Woman." Wait, no, it's not.
Kind of looks like that Wonder Woman that was in Injustice. That was like an evil Wonder Woman from one of the
dark
Earth 3 or whatever.
Yeah, she's even blocking with her wrists here on page 5. It's just like, wait, what?
Well, that's a time-honored tradition. Well, I think Marvel was mostly the culprit of ripping off DC characters, right? Or was it equally?
I think there's quite a bit of the Namors and the Aquamans and the Wade Wilsons and the Slade Wilsons and
Flash and who's the Speed?
Quicksilver.
Yeah. So you got all those. Anyway, where was I at? Siege Society #1 looks kind of interesting. Then we have Heroes Reborn Hyperion and the Imperial Guard. Peter Parker, the Amazing Shutterbug. That'll be cool. So there's a ton of these. Like the first 15 pages is all this little world, this universe that they're launching. Quite a big event, which is cool. And then we go in and we're back to real comics again.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out do we need Young Squadron #1? Do we need Kid Spectrum, Girl Power, and Falcon? Even though they're Sam Alexander, Kamala Khan, and Miles Morales. Interesting.
Yeah, look at all the stuff we got with King in Black. Did we need all those?
No, we needed none of them, and it turns out nobody cared.
Did they not sell? Well, we don't know. We don't have sales numbers.
Yeah, we don't. Sure.
That's true. So we've got a Fantastic Four #32 that has a Hidden Gem variant cover by Jack Kirby. So
that's cool.
I don't think we get to see that one, which is kind of a bummer. I would like to have seen that one. Then there's something called X Corp #1. It's a 5-issue miniseries by Teenie Howard.
Yeah, that's an interesting looking cover. I like that.
Yeah, it's got a David Aja look to it, doesn't it?
Krakoa is for clues.
That is David Aja cover.
I was going to say.
That's probably why.
Does he know?
That guy's ripping off David Aja. X-Men Curse of the Man-Thing is launching by Steve Orlando and Andrea Braccardo.
Man-Thing's a tough sell for me.
Yeah, I've tried multiple. There's this Reptile #1 of 4. Did we talk about that at another time? Reptile?
We talked about it because the old Reptile book, I'm going to continue to call him that just because my brain can only get around it.
You're probably right.
Spiked. So there was talk about jumping back to the old Reptile book.
Yeah.
And the fact that there is a superhero that can turn into a dinosaur, and I did not know about this nor was a fan of him. I'm kind of disappointed in myself.
Yeah, you really should have known that.
Yeah.
Somehow. So he gets a first issue. Shang-Chi gets a #1. I thought there was a Shang-Chi already. I thought I was reading a Shang-Chi. So this is another, or is this a 5-issue? Nope, this is just maybe that's maybe that was like a mini-series proof of concept, and now they're going to launch it because it did well, maybe.
Yeah, did well enough to be like, all right, let's see how long you can go.
They're doing another one of these life story books. Fantastic Four this time. Gets a life story by Mark Russell. Should be good. If you remember, they did this with Spider-Man. Chip Zdarsky did it with Spider-Man, where he actually aged through the years and stuff happened.
Yeah, we got him every decade, didn't we?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And this is, cool, there's a Marcus Martin cover. Do we get to see that one? No, dang it. I'll see it later. But yeah, that looks kind of interesting. I'm probably going to read that. Those have been pretty good. Mighty Valkyries, its second issue is solicited here. Marvel's second issue is solicited here.
Really like the Peach Momoko variant cover on that. I just think it's really good looking.
For the Marvels?
For the Mighty Valkyries, too.
And where do I see that?
It's the first thing after the Galactus page 27. It's on page 28.
I gotcha. Nice.
Is that... No, I was like, who is that? Never mind.
This In-Huck Lee alien cover is gorgeous, but it's not the final art. And it's pretty amazing as is. So
yeah.
I don't know what they're going to do to make that better, unless that's just like... I don't know, that's pretty sweet. I like that.
That's the Philip Tan variant, actually.
It has... I can see his signature.
Oh,
go down. Keep scrolling.
Yeah, the In-Huck Lee is the... Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that one's awesome.
Carnage. We got Black Knight. More Ultraman. Thanos Quest Marvel Tales. It's all-age version, right?
Yep.
Way of X. New Mutants still cranking. It's on 18.
Way of X. It's just... Way of X #2 is just continues to have a Nightcrawler on a pirate ship, and we keep doing that.
We keep doing. Yeah, that was well received once, so let's mine that one, right?
Yeah. Cable
Marauders
cover for Cable 11's really good.
I've heard good things about Marauders. I feel like I missed out on that one. It might have been a good one to try, but 20 issues in, it's probably too late for me. X Factor. I meant to read X Factor because it was Leah Williams, and I liked some things that I read by her, but I never did. So I might have missed out on that one too.
That first cover for X Factor, I'm like, that looks pretty interesting. Then that second Factor, I'm like, I would never read that in a million years.
Yeah. You're not reading any X books, I'm assuming, right?
Not at the moment. Not since, I think, X-Men Red. Tom Taylor was the last thing I read.
Yeah, that was a while ago. But yeah, I remember reading that one too. That was great. America Chavez, we're still trying to make her a thing.
Non-stop Spider-Man. Joe Kelly, who's got a good humor side to him, but I didn't read the first two. Did you get a chance to read them?
No, I have not.
So what's going on in Amazing Spider-Man, and do I need to come back? So we're in the other costume now.
Mm-hmm.
We're hanging out with Boomerang. Or no, that's King's Ransom, sorry. Not too far. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all out war. Whatever.
Yeah.
So there you go. Yeah, and then so now Nick's also writing another. Yeah, so he's writing King's Ransom.
Nick is writing 2 concurrent Spider-Man titles.
But Amazing comes out twice a month already. Plus he's doing King's Ransom. Spreading yourself too thin, buddy. And for those of you patrons, you've already heard my soapbox about Amazing Spider-Man and my review of issue 60. So you know what I'm talking about.
Best thing about Black Cat is the covers. I like the covers for Black Cat. Didn't really care for issue 1.
Yeah. I think I probably jumped off too soon on that one as well.
Oh, good gracious. We're doing Clone Saga for Miles Morales. Wasn't Clone Saga like the worst Spider-Man arc ever?
No, it was... Well, I know, some people liked it.
Did they?
Yeah. It's a very famous arc.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was hated by a lot of people. Maybe, I don't know. At the time, I wasn't reading Spider-Man, so I can't say contemporarily what the feeling was. But we are excited about Silk. We hope this do well. This 5-issue miniseries does well.
Mm-hmm. And it's got me talking about reaching for high ratio books.
Yeah, exactly. Chip Zdarsky gets to write his 30th Daredevil. That's pretty cool. Oh, Bill Sienkiewicz is doing the Predator variant. Ooh,
they do get a clap for me for Daredevil that it is still Elektra, and I did not think it would last this long.
No.
And it has.
Nope. Yeah, and they get a clap for me that Immortal Hulk is still going. I'm surprised it's pushing 50, right?
Yeah.
A lot of these are
46.
pushing 50. They've been around for a while, and that's amazing. That's a lot of restraint by Marvel for not rebooting these.
Yeah. Strange Academy continues to have really good covers. Parents' Day at the Strange Academy. That actually sounds like a really good issue.
Yeah.
Star Wars High Republic. For some reason, didn't pick up and even read issue 2. So I need to get back and read them.
Yeah, who's Caven Scott? Who is Ario and Dito? They're not putting the heavy hitters on here, are they?
Yeah, I agree.
The High Republic Jedi clash with Hutt forces. Gamorreans, Nikto, battle rancors. Starlight Beacon overrun by a creeping alien horror. Can Vernestra Rowe and her Padawan Imri Canteras find a way to save Starlight's infected masses? Plus, Keeve Trennis learns the terrible secret Master Skier has been carrying for so long. Can she ever trust him again? So, do any of those names going to break out? Are they?
Oh yeah.
Are those all going to be action figures?
Keeve's going to be our follow character. Scare is the one that looks like Bosk and is going to probably have the light side, dark side change. So I mean, there's some tropes that we're following down there, and they're interesting enough characters from what I'm picking up and stuff.
Yep. And then we get Charles Soule and Steve McNiven doing Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters, Alpha #1. And the interior art's here, and I like it. It looks pretty good. It's a lot of boba. I know you're not a fan, but
I am now.
But it's got Han Solo frozen in carbonite. I mean, you can't beat that.
So we have a time frame of it then.
Yeah, we know when this.
And we say something. Also, we say Boba Fett Black Armor variant cover. Okay, I'm gonna have that.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Oh,
yeah.
How much do you think it is?
I don't know.
What's the top end that you'll pay for that one?
Oh,
would you go $20 for that? Would you pay $20 for that cover?
I might.
What if you can't see it? What if it's unseen?
Oh, like sight unseen?
Sight unseen, you pay $20 for a Boba Fett Black Armor variant.
Yeah, we got one down here that's the not final cover art. That's the director's cut that has the black armor. And I don't like that as well, but maybe there's just such great possibilities. So you're able to buy the director's cut or the regular on the same release day?
It's weird, right?
That's stupid.
Well, it's probably not the same release day. This is the whole month. And I don't.
But in general,
if you see the order code, you can kind of tell which week they're coming out. But I don't see an order code here.
So we have War of the Bounty Hunters #1, Alpha, or War of the Bounty Hunters Alpha #1.
Yes.
And then we have War of the Bounty Hunters Director's Cut.
Yes.
So is that Alpha?
I mean, especially if like the black armor is the black armor variant is crazy expensive, and you can get the black armor on the cover of the director's cut. I mean, you do that, right?
No.
Okay. And then we just go back to old Star Wars Bounty Hunters.
Good old Bounty Hunters 12.
With an awesome Empire Strikes Back variant of the Millennium Falcon.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. And then Star Wars 13.
That is such a weird action figure variant.
Yeah. Imperial Dignitary.
The Imperial Dignitary.
That's like just like a random dude, right? Like nobody.
I mean, I recognize him, but meh.
They're running out.
Yeah, 100%.
So much Star Wars. Now this is Dr. Alfred 10, and what did
of the second Dr. Aphra series?
What did the first volume go to? 40?
40? Yeah.
So this is the 50th one.
Mm-hmm.
I better not tell Marvel they'll make it a $9 book.
Yeah. Quick, go back to Legacy. Stormbreaker, the next generation of elite artists.
Oh, this just shows you which covers they're giving them.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. There's some cool statues in here. The Marvel Action is its own section, so that's got to be kids section, right? Kind of. Oh, yeah. IDW partnership.
Yeah. All right, so the big things are for me are some Star Wars stuff. The Bounty Hunters, there'll be decisions to be made there. I don't know. I'm not doing Heroes Reborn. I'm not. I'm calling it now. But I might be interested in reading some of the subset set, which I know doesn't make sense, but like Young Squadron kind of sounds interesting. But that's about it.
Yeah. There's some great hardcovers, but man, they're so expensive. Ouch.
I'm going to dip into X-Corp. It's only a 5-issue series, and just see if that X-Corp has anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna walk up to Reptile in the shop and flip through it, and see if it's all AG or if there's anything there.
Yeah, you know you're doing Bounty Hunters, right?
Yeah. I just gotta make decisions on covers.
Moon Knight's Epic Collections are going back for a new printing, which is cool.
Ooh, 5 people will be excited about that.
Yeah, that's the good one though. That's the first one, the volume 1 that has the Werewolf by Nights, the Marvel Spotlight, all the expensive stuff that's hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
But only the first 4 issues of the 1980 series. But you get the Hulk magazine material, which is tough to find. I mean, that's the one you got to get. You got to get that. I got to get that. It's re-releasing it at $40. What's Cowabunga going to give it to us? 20? I got to get that. Mm-hmm. Why do I not have that? I think I skipped out on the hardcover because the hardcover was kind of expensive.
Yeah.
I got to get that. Remind me. I want to get that.
I'll remind you. And you said you're gonna do the Fantastic Four life story, Mark Russell stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Gotcha. All right, so some interesting stuff from our good friends at Marvel coming up this month. Again, I'm kind of sour because I haven't had a good Marvel quote-unquote event in a while.
Yeah.
And I'm just a little contrarian about them, and that's my issue. But
this doesn't look like it's going to be the one either. I mean, if they're putting, if it's their future state, basically, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's their future state where they're pushing all their characters aside, and it is an alternate version of their universe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be great or not. Probably not. But you know what is great? The stuff that's hot and selling crazily on eBay. And let's go look at the Hot 10.
All right, let's head on over to the Hot 10. Let's find our good friends at comicbookinvest.com and find their March the 5th list of their top 10 hottest comics. And we got some surprise ones coming up here, Drew. We have at rank 1, Final Crisis number 7, the J.G. Jones variant.
It's pretty.
Yep, this is our Grant Morris written Superman story. Calvin Ellis. I really hope for all you $100 buyers that this is actually a thing. Similar to what I said last week with Blue Beetle, DC has no track record of doing anything of this magnitude well. They have not built any groundwork to make it successful. I could be 100% wrong, but just be cautious.
Now, so this guy doesn't think that he doesn't like DC movies. Is that what he's saying? He thinks they all suck? Is that what he's saying?
He's just saying the DC spec has been not good lately.
Okay, because I thought it was because I think this is bouncing on what he said last week about do we think a second tier character can be anything in the hands of DC?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if he's talking about like CW shows that he's soured on or movies in general that he's soured on.
I mean, take your pick. Either one, I agree with.
Yeah, so you don't like it? I mean, you don't like the Batman movies? You don't like any of the DC movies, really?
I mean, I like them, but they're not
to the level that you like Marvel movies and Marvel TV.
Yeah, correct.
Gotcha.
And I loved The Flash and some of the the Arrowverse and all that fun stuff, but it just kind of...
Early on, I did, too.
Yeah, it just kind of...
Got old in the tooth, long in the tooth, and
Yeah.
a little too soap opera-y.
Yep.
Yeah, so one of our Slack patrons was talking about that. It was like all soap opera and not action-oriented anymore.
But, like, I still... Like, Arrow Season 1 was phenomenal. Supergirl Season 1 was really good. But then just... I mean, it couldn't hold me.
Yeah, exactly.
At rank 2, we have Action Comics number 9 from 2012. Another Grant Morrison written book here. Remember when everyone said that Luke Fox was going to be the next Batman? Until he wasn't. Spending $50 on raw copies of this and $500 on 9.8s, which is another out-of-whack stat, is exactly the same scenario.
Yeah, who is this? Who is this person? Is this Luke Fox?
We're on Earth 23 or whatever.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think I read that.
At rank 3, we have Captain America number 6 from 2005, the Bucky variant. This is on again, off again key, and it's back on again, of course, because of the upcoming show coming this month. All-time highs for 9.8s are in the mid-600s, which is double what it was just 1 month ago.
Yeah, people are excited. This must be his first appearance, I'm guessing?
Yeah, this is Captain, yeah.
Winter Soldier's first appearance? Or Bucky as?
That's what I was going to say, Bucky as winner or something like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember. At rank 4, we have Berserker number 1, the Mark Brooks partial sketch, 1 per store variant. $50 is pretty significant for a variant of a book that had pre-orders likely in the 100,000.
Right, but this is a 1 per store variant, so there's like 2,500 of these.
Mm-hmm.
So how does he not understand that that's what that is?
Those should always be worth more than $50, is what you're saying?
Well, I think that's built-in scarcity.
Yeah, no kidding.
Right?
Yeah, 100%. At rank 5, Captain America 117, a grossly undervalued book, saw some significant gains this week. A 9.0 sold for $2,200, double the previous all-time high. A 5.5 sold for $500, 4.0 for $340. Expect this one to continue upwards over the next month. In other words, if you are selling, don't take lowball offers.
Yeah, first Falcon, it should be higher than first Bucky as Winter Soldier, right? This is the first. This is from this. What's the 15 center put it in the 70s?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's a much older, rarer comic, and the character is more significant, I would think, going forward, right?
You think Falcon's more significant than Winter Soldier?
Don't you?
I do.
Yeah. So yeah, you're very spot on. Definitely.
Granted, this characterization of the Falcon is not the one we know the most.
Right.
He's legitimately has a Falcon. At rank 6, Something is Killing the Children, number 15. The Zoe Lashai variant, limited to 550.
And if you would have seen that cover, you would have said that's going to be a great cover and sought after, but we didn't see it at FOC.
Stunning cover that I wasn't aware of until it was already sold out.
Yeah.
Copies now are in hand and are selling for $120 You are chasing Rose Besh covers. I think I will chase Zoe Lashai covers and hope this one comes down in price at some point. These are probably sold through Boom's website, I imagine.
You don't think it's an FOC available for a certain price?
No, I don't think they are. When you get the limited to 550, there's usually some weird place you gotta.
Yeah, who's gonna do that? I mean, really?
Well, apparently 550 people because it's sold out.
It's true.
At rank 7, New Mutants 98. 2 weeks ago, this was obtainable for $1,600 for 9.8. Then earlier this week, it moved to $2,000. Now $2,750. If you bought it pre-C for around, or pre-COVID, for around $600, you were smarter than the average bear.
Yeah, yep. That's it's been a hot key for a while, but I didn't know if it was going to be a pushing $3,000 key.
Yeah, it's crazy. Same thing with Ultimate Fallout.
Yep.
9.8s are up another 30% to $2,600. 9.6s will now run you $1,000. Anybody who picked up multiple copies and held on to them, there is literally nothing else that can be said about this book other than you should have one. West Coast Avengers 45, now selling for over $125. What do you think of that, Drew?
That's fantastic. That's great.
It's just weird because this was a quarter run find.
Yeah, yes, it was.
Batman 106, that just came out. This honestly should be getting more than the $10 love it's getting, but DC people are spending all their money on a rumor about an unconfirmed character for an unconfirmed movie. Although I guess if you don't like the late 80s vibe from Miracle Molly, I can see why you...
Yeah, I don't understand half what he's talking about there.
The new stuff that's in this Batman 10.
Oh, okay.
Or Batman 106. We have ENIAC, #1, Matt Kent written there. Way too many signs of this book being manipulated to be hot. The black label was supposedly selling for around $25 to $30, and the white logo for over $125. It is more in this spot as a dishonorable mention. Screwing over retailers to create false hype is not okay.
Yeah, we've heard some bad things about Bad Idea, and from the very beginning, it was a kind of a weird launch, and we'd love to read their books, but they make it so difficult. They're not working with the retailers that we know very well, and we hope that they get this figured out soon. Because I know there's people out there itching to buy their product, and they just can't get them.
When did that come out?
This week.
That came out this week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there's already 9.8s online. It's weird.
Oh, they're already 9.8s?
Yeah, I just went to eBay, and there's somebody with a 9.8 in hand.
Well, it's not a pre-sold?
That's what I
don't know then. I don't know when it came out. I thought it just came out. I just thought it was street date just happened. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, maybe you're right, too. I mean, who knows? There could have been some done ahead of time. Yeah, pre-sale 3.3, yeah. So, yeah, interesting. I have to keep a little bit closer eye on them.
Yeah.
And the other honorable mention for some of their cool older stuff they like to talk about. Hit Comics #5, following up the $16,000 sale for a 7.5 in January. Along comes a 0.5 missing centerfold copy that sells for $1,400. Pretty high on the Gerber scarcity list. It's at rank 7. If you don't have one and love GA, pick up a copy of Ernest Gerber's photo journal guide to comic books. He deserves a ton of credit for the work he did pre-internet.
I've never heard of that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I am going to look into that. That sounds pretty cool to me.
Yeah, very interesting.
All right. Now, let's go over to the FOC and see if we can get some cool stuff that'll be on the list next week.
There you go. Of course, our FOC is our final order cutoff. It's our last chance to add a few things, see some final art, and make some decisions on our order just a little bit before they come out. We get a cool little FOC list here on Friday evenings that we peruse through. Our DC titles we need to have in by Sunday, and then Monday for the rest of the stuff if we are making any changes to our orders. Eric, of course, from Cowabunga and Deep Discount Comics sends us this FOC list, and he pulls a few things out and says, hey, you may want to double check this thing. So the things that he's pulled out, he's talking about Joker Harley, Criminal Sanity #8, the final Criminal Sanity from that Cami Garcia written series. The cover B is the Jason Badauer. You were asking me about this Batman Fortnite 0 Point.
Yes. What's the deal there?
I assume it's just some fun stuff that deals with some Fortnite tie-in stuff. I will have to...
Is 0 Point a Fortnite thing?
I assume so. I'll have to grill my son on exactly what that is. Cause I know he had he just finished unlocking Mandalorian characters. If he got... Din Djarin, and he had to unlock all the Beskar armor for him and just did all that. But he hadn't said anything about Batman lately, so I'll have to check.
Wow, cool.
But that seems kind of interesting. So this will come out here in the next couple weeks, so that will more than likely be when the Fortnite event is.
Yes.
My Little Pony Friendship is Magic 2021 annual. Drew, tell me all about it.
Normally I would dismiss this derisively. But the creators that have done some of these My Little Ponies are the same creative team that's behind that Stray Dogs.
That
I read that first issue. That was the Silence of the Lambs meet something. What are you doing? Grinding some stone? Doing a little rock tumbling over there? What the hell is?
My apologies. Some Easter candy is out, so I had a little bit of the Sweet Tarts, Chicks, and Bunnies here. I apologize.
My goodness gracious. Anyway, The Stray Dog, the same creative team did Stray Dogs, which was really great. Great first issue. I had a lot of fun with it. So I'm less derisive in my dismissal of My Little Pony.
Good to see you've grown so much,
Yep.
Drew. Shadecraft #1 from Image Comic, Joe Henderson. The cover A being featured here. Let's see, Avengers Curse of Man-Thing #1, the Gleason Webhead variant from Marvel. No longer a 1 in 25, originally solicited as a 1 in 25, and now available for cover. So just FYI.
Why? Nobody wanted it?
They wanted the masses to cling to this Man-Thing cover like they did the Spider-Man cover so that they can sling into a second printing and a third printing and simply change the color.
Yeah, I think I'll do it.
You've convinced
I think
me.
I will do that. That is kind of neat.
From Marvel, we have Beta Ray Bill #1 of a 5-issue series. That is more of the Killer and I keep wanting to say Killer in Black, but it's King in Black series.
Right.
Same thing. We have King in Black Ghost Rider #1, the Parnell variant. Ed Brisson writing that, and the one I'm the most interested in, Silk #1. Maureen Gu writing this 5-issue Silk series. But let's not take Eric's word for it. Let's jump in to the FOC and see if we can find anything out. Let's start at the top and see what we can find in some DC books.
Yeah, those Fortnite 0 point things are kind of cool. There's a really neat. The premium variant A is really nice.
Yeah, we've done some Fortnite DC stuff before because I forced him to buy some Batman skins before, and then he just made him dance all weird, and then I regretted making him do that.
No respect at all.
None. Yeah. And that's the last of our Future State books, I assume. This Future State Superman versus Impervious Lex #3.
I wonder if that's the very last one.
And we also have you can pick up the trade paperback for Batman and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 3rd series. I did not read the 3rd series at all. I really liked the first one, and actually very much like the second. Collected the 3rd, but never read it.
Behemoth Comics has You Promised Me Darkness, the nude variant.
Is Behemoth normally have FOC stuff? That's kind of
It's
cool.
the first time I'm seeing it. I don't know who Damian Connolly is, but a nude variant. There you go.
I can say you had Drew at nude variant.
Yeah, you got my attention.
How quickly he switches off of the My Little Ponies.
Leaving him in the dust.
That's right. I'm down into IDW looking around at the moment. Sea of Sorrow ending its 5 issues.
Really liking crossover. It's on its 5th issue, still doing incentive variants, which is cool. But yeah, Donny Cates is doing a good job on that book. I hope it continues.
Just keeps on trucking. Department of Truth 2 going to a 3rd print. Department of Truth 3 going to a 3rd print. Department of Truth 6 going to a 2nd print. And 7 available on this FOC.
Noctera going to a 2nd printing. I read this one last night. Do you remember the book from Black Mask Studios, The Wilds, where
I do not.
there were these little outposts? It was post-apocalyptic. There were these monsters running loose, and there was like a female driver who would like drive supplies between the different outposts.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
triggering something.
That's like the exact plot of Noctera.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and it's Scott Snyder and Tony S. Daniel, and but it's like so far the only difference is like it's all based on like there is no sun, so everything's dark. But it's like everything else is pretty close to the same thing that the Wilds was, and I'm wondering if they have a case. Don't take my idea, Mr. DC guy.
Mm-hmm. Spawn 316 continuing to try to be.
So is it like every 5 issues that Spawn does like a 1 in 5 variant and then a big or what's the deal? What this because he doesn't seem to do the 1 in 5 variants every single time. Is it just whenever he
Saves them for the big dogs.
or when there's maybe like a cool character that he can do something with maybe?
Yeah. Bjorn Barons, man, that guy's doing some really cool covers.
Is that cover C?
Yeah.
Oh my. Yeah, it is pretty good. What's his name?
Bjorn Berens.
Oh, wow. There's Two Moons is going to its second printing. I just read that one too, and it was really good. Civil War story.
Ooh, I like Civil War.
Yeah, I mean, there's a supernatural element that they stuck in there. Of course, seem to like have to do. Got to have some kind of supernatural element in a book on an image anymore. But it was good. I like the Civil War aspect, and hopefully it's more of that. I hope it's like Manifest Destiny. It's kind of reminded me of Manifest Destiny. You know, got a little history element with some weird stuff as well.
There you go. Drew, what Beta Ray Bill cover do you have?
You know, I like the one that Eric had selected. That was really nice. Which one was that one?
Yeah. That one is the third one, the KIB.
That looked really cool. But man, what's the Simonson look?
That's what I was going to say. They should all look like the old Simonson cover.
Yeah.
And they don't. So now I'm just bored. Because that's what I want, is that old Walt Simonson hammer on the front where he's whacking the Thor logo.
You can get a Stegman for open to order. What's it look like? Ah, pretty frightening. Yeah, I think I don't like this as much as I would if it was without the King in Black. Is that wrong? If it wasn't a King in Black, if it was just a Beta Ray Bill #1 with all these cool covers, I'd be more excited about it. But because it's King in Black related, I'm less excited about it. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does, 100%.
And I don't know why that is, but it dampens my enthusiasm.
Yeah. Adam Hughes does some awesome covers, and he's got a Adam Hughes cover for Black Cat 4, but there's something about the Spider-Man on the cover that just kind of takes away and detracts from the art a little bit. It's an interesting Hughes cover.
I'm going to look at all the silk covers that I can buy without breaking the bank. Look at the Scotty Young. That's pretty nice. Always, Scotty Young's pretty nice.
That Jen Bartel, Women's History Month, is really good.
Nayoon Woo, I like that. Oh, these are all Asian artists.
Yeah.
That's cool. The Jen Bartel is good. I think the Stonehouse is my least favorite.
By the way, Scotty Young, not an Asian artist.
Right. But there was a significant number of Asian artists.
Yes, completely just messing with you. I may have you put in for that Jen Bartel, because I don't think I heard it.
No, probably not. Wouldn't have seen it back then.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what Jen Bartel did on the X-Men 19 cover that she had. It's also very nice. Oh, wow.
Yeah. You're skipping over Star Wars books, but
I was. Jumped right by them. Just third printing, second printing of High Republic. Are you still on the train?
yeah, that third printing is actually a cool looking cover.
The second printing of 3. Did you get the second printing of 2?
Yeah.
So do you want that one?
No.
You're going to think about it.
Yep. A really good way, the Star Wars Rise of Kylo Ren trade paperback series. This 1, 2, 3, and 4 collected in this trade paperback. Like you can get from Cowabunga for $8. Super worth it. Really hard to get a hold of a couple of those 4 issues.
Yeah.
But that is definitely a cool series worth reading.
It was good.
Yeah. So make sure that's the perfect way to get that.
Did Eric talk about Witchblood? I don't think he did he?
No.
That was a Vault Comics book, and those have been doing pretty well. This is for fans of Buffy and American Gods. So it's a modern Wild West road trip about a witch named Yana cruising the Southwest. Biker vampires.
Yeah, kind of almost a Lost Boys vibe to it.
Yeah.
And that's all for me.
There's a second issue of Nuclear Family from Aftershock.
Oh yeah, those covers were awesome.
The first issue was really good. Another post-apocalyptic book. I really liked it though. I really liked the first issue.
Yeah.
And the second issue looks good too. And that's all I have.
All right. Of course, those are our FOC books. Our final order cutoff. Our last chance to order those. If there's any DC things you're interested in, cutoff Sunday. Any of the other publishers on 6 o'clock Monday. And if you can't find them through your local comic shop, reach out to the discounter Cowabunga. They can hook you up. All right, Drew, if you're driving the ship, who knows where we're going, but if I'm going somewhere, we're heading over to Cover Price and check out their top 10. And we are starting at rank 10 with Taskmaster number 3 from 2021. As noted in previous weeks, this issue featured the first appearance of Teguki-ji. I'm going with that. His first appearance is still steadily moving copies. This week it sold 76 copies. High sale of 32 for all. So that's cool when it's been on there for multiple weeks on those. So that's pretty dope. At rank 9, Final Crisis number 7. The B cover. We talked about this, of course, in our Hot 10. The Hollywood Reporter recently posted an article about Ta-Nehisi Coates to write new Superman movie for Warner Brothers. The article noted that, according to sources, the project is being set up as a black Superman story. This news circulated to every comic book news source, specifically citing Calvin Ellis as the most likely candidate. Calvin's first cameo appearance is in this issue, and it went nuts price-wise. 27 copies, 7 to 10 of $391, high sale of $600 for CGC 9.8. So, I mean, this is people just trying to jump in as early as they can, hoping not to miss out on the next Miles Morales, like a DC version of the Miles Morales effect.
Yeah. Well, I hope they're right, or do I hope they're wrong?
Yeah.
Like everybody who bought the Mephisto stuff and drove up Silver Surfer number 3, and then were disappointed that it didn't pan out. Bummer.
Yeah. At rank 8, Infinite Crisis number 5, the Jim Lee cover from 2006, Variety announced that Angel Manuel Soto to direct Blue Beetle DC film, first Latino superhero movie. Due to this, Jamie Reyes' first appearance as the Blue Beetle in this issue also saw huge leaps in volume and price. 79 copies moved, high sale of almost $500 for CGC 9.8.
Okay, so Infinite Crisis and Final Crisis both have new hotkeys I need to look for. Okay.
Yeah. At rank 7, G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, number 32. This is a Marvel book from 1985. Deadline announced that G.I. Joe live-action TV series centered on Lady J in the works at Amazon from Eric Olson. Paramount TV Studios, E1, and Skydance TV. This issue features the first appearance of Lady J, as well as Ripcord and Blowtorch, moving 19 copies, but going up 707%, and having a high sale of $150 for a raw Near Mint Plus copy. So, it's neat to see G.I. Joe moving the needle. We talked about all this nostalgia stuff from people my age, just driving the market like crazy. At rank 6, Batman Black and White number 3. This issue is the first appearance of Mia Mazzigucci from Gotham Academy as the new Robin. So that's what you were asking about earlier as well.
Yep.
New Robin.
Okay.
Moving 52 copies, 272% increase, $20 for a raw copy on this already.
Well, it's a $10 book, isn't it? It's Black and White,
right.
Or maybe it's a $7. Maybe it's a $6.99 book.
Batman Black and White is a $7 book.
Yeah. That's still good. Three times, almost.
Let's see. West Coast Avengers number 45, the newsstand variant. CGC 9.8 moved for almost 310. Darn! Marvel's Voices Legacy number 1, the Olivier Coipel variant. This gorgeous cover. That is a very nice looking cover. I talked about that cover. Haha. Sorry. Too busy patting myself on the back and I moved away from it. This gorgeous cover was all it needed to move 92 copies, and a raw copy already being $33.
And you know what?
Rank 3,
like the last Miles Morales we saw was the one where he was getting punched in the face.
Yeah.
And I was like, now this should probably take off because people love their Miles, and this is a really cool cover of Miles. It did nothing.
Nothing.
And then, but I cannot for the life of me figure out what's the magic formula for the Miles that moves the needle.
Yeah, the dope looking covers.
What's the dopest that translates to dollars? Dope to dollars.
Yep. Action Comics number 9 from 2012 has noted speculation of WB's developing Superman 2 as a black Superman story caused all Calvin Ellis related books to sell. This particular issue is his first full appearance and his origin. Moved 85 copies and had a high sale of $290 for CGC 9.8. At rank 2, we have Final Crisis number 7 from 2009. While the B went for more money, this cover A sold more of the first cameo appearance of Calvin Ellis, 32 copies moving, $500 for 9.8. And we have the other version of the West Coast Avengers number 45. This is the non-newsstand variant. $1,500 for CDs. Oh.
Crazy. Rank 11, we have Spider-Man India from 2005. We might pull him into the new Into the Spider-Verse 2 movie. So this moved 18 copies and sold $55 for a raw copy. The George Perez Infinite Crisis number 5 is for the Blue Beetle. It is up to selling 26 copies and at a high sale of a 9.8 for $259. At rank 13, we have Spawn number 1. Again, 60 copies sold, and up to $250 for a CGC 9.8. Infinite Crisis number 3 from 2005 is the first appearance of Jamie Reyes, who later becomes Blue Beetle. So this one also sold 21 copies, and had a high sale of $50 for a CGC 9.8. Terminator number 1 from Now Comics in 1988.
Wow.
So that one, he might have been able to get this one cheap. 11 copies sold, but just $15 for a raw. Department of Truth number 1 continues to sell well. 43 copies sold, and the 9.8s are getting $160.
Jeez.
X-Men number 4 from 1992. The first cameo and cover appearance of Omega Red is Scorching Hot. They're assuming that he's going to be in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Sold 42 copies and a high sale of $235 for a 9.8. X-Force number 1, the Deadpool trading card. Kyle looked, he didn't have it.
Old card.
Looked and didn't have it, did you, buddy?
No.
Sold 48 copies. I think this one sold like 2.5 million. I think when it came out, there's a lot of these out there. Had a high sale of $40 for a raw.
But many, many, many without the card.
Yeah. Ultimate Fallout 4, that's the Miles. Let's see. This sold a high of $2,796 for a CGC 9.8. Wow. Sold 38 copies, but that 9.8 for almost $3,000 is almost $2,800 is really, really awesome. And rounding out the top 20 is Jupiter's Legacy number 1.
Ooh.
Which they say is Image 2021 comic. That's not true. That's maybe 2011. A teaser trailer for this Netflix series released last week. And while it's mostly dialogue over a logo, it still reminds folk that it's actually coming. This has been one of those sleeping series where the market barely moved with the announcement. So if this is good, and it might be, then this may be jumping up into the top 10 when this releases on May 7th. Sold 25 copies and had a high sale of $150 for a 9.8.
You've been on Jupiter's Legacy for a long time.
It was a great series. I really enjoyed it. Now I believe it's time for Sneak Peek.
Yeah, our sneak peek at next week, where we're just going to talk about what is coming out in your local comic book shops next week. We have to go to our good friends at lunardistribution.com to find our DC releases, and let's see what Tuesday has to offer. Batman Urban Legends number 1.
Who's doing that?
Varios.
Those guys are great.
Yeah, so we got several.
Green Lantern's finishing up, but that Joker's launching, and that's, that Joker Frank Quietly cover was just amazing.
Yeah, Matina.
Yeah, that's a good one too. They're all good. The Gillum March is good.
Mm-hmm. Sweet Tooth of them is on 5 of 6 already. Oh my. Del Otto doing a really cool Rorschach cover.
Yeah, it's a great cover for Rorschach.
That's very different than most of the Rorschach covers we've had for everything. But that is a really well done Del Otto. Wow, I love that.
Yeah, most of them have been like the stylized Watchmen-esque.
Just been a case file or just something.
Yeah, so that is a great one. And I don't think we had that cover during FOC.
We definitely didn't. That's the first I've seen of it.
Buying things sight unseen drives me crazy.
Not much in DC for me there, Drew.
Yeah, I think the Joker stands out for me.
Yeah. Give it room to breathe this week.
Yeah.
All right, let's over to previewsworld.com, find March 10th, and start at the top with Image Comics.
Your boy Brock Upchurch has returned to the cover of Rat Queens 25. Good for him.
Yes, that's very cool.
Carmen #1 is Gilliam March.
Oh, yeah.
He's doing the writing and the art. He's mostly an artist, so we'll see how he does with this. I think I might have read a preview page or two. This, I don't remember that sticking out to me that well.
D Beyond selling well enough in its first issue to go to a second print. So you can get the second print of issue 1 and then grab issue 2 right there beside it. Like that Merca Indolfo B cover on. Very good stuff. Radiant Black going to a second print. So apparently somebody likes superheroes. Down into the Dark Horse.
We get Jeff Johns taking a whack at Black Hammer with Black Hammer Visions #2. That should be fun. If it's as good as the Patton Oswalt, I'll be happy.
God of War Fallen God #1 of 4. Resolicit here. Chris Roberson writing this one. This is an all-new tale set between the events of the 2018 God of War and God of War 3, the old PS2 video. So, fill in the blanks. So that's kind of cool.
The 4th issue of Resident Alien, Your Ride is here. The series has been great. So hopefully that translates to some eyeballs on the comic series.
Down into Marvel, Children of the Atom #1, Deadpool Nerdy 30 #1, but you're paying $6. I like the Liefeld version of that nerdy. And here we talked about Non-Stop Spider-Man, the Joe Kelly story. I might jump in just to see how Joe Kelly writes this for fun, but I'm not that interested.
Yeah, I mean, if it's as good as the Deadpool series that he wrote, then it's worth it, right?
I think so. I like the Alex Ross variant on that Non-Stop Spider-Man #1. And I actually really like the Die Cat. Holy crap, that's awesome. That might be worth snagging.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah. Oh, man, I wish I'd have got that.
Down in Dynamite, are you done with Marvel?
Yeah, I'm just checking out Strange Academy #9 that comes out is the one that says Parents' Day at Strange Academy, and I thought we just looked at that somewhere else.
Yeah, I thought so too.
So I'm very confused on when Parents' Day is.
Was that a second printing?
Maybe.
On the FOC, maybe?
Yeah, it's possible.
Down in Dynamite is Sonya Versal, #1. Chris Hastings doing the writing. And Pasquale Qualanco on art with a Jai Lee cover. Great Jai Lee cover. We have Proctor Valley Road down in Boom. It's written by Alex Child. And Grant Morrison, I think, is also the writer on there, with Naomi Franquez doing the art. And they say this is perfect for fans of Paper Girls and Die. So, ooh. Proctor Valley Road #1 from Boom. I don't know. I have to check that one out.
Do we know what a Boom Studios unlockable variant is?
Is that something you have to order? Like the
I assume, yeah, I was going to say I assume maybe it's you have to have so many and then it's open to order, because that's a pretty cool looking cover.
But their stuff's returnable too, so
yeah.
So you can unlock it.
You can do some shenanigans with Boom Books.
And they're always like, please take advantage of us. Do that.
Yeah.
They want that. I think they just assume that their stuff's going to sell word of mouth, and that
returns are a pain.
And returns are a pain in the butt, and nobody's going to do them. It's like rebates.
Yeah. I went to Menards the other day, and I'm like, oh crap, I don't know where I put anything. I
don't know where the rebates are. I'm probably not going to send it in. Forget it. But you got me in the door.
Yeah.
The Spectre Inspectors issue 2 came out, and the cover is not as striking. They've gone down a notch. Not quite as good. We got a Blade Runner Origins. This is from Titan Comics. This is an Art Germ cover, which is not too bad. These are untold stories of the Blade Runner. So I don't know where this is coming from. If this is like based off like the source material,
Yeah.
or there's actually some new media coming out. But they're putting some effort behind it with multiple covers, with Paige Momoko, Art Germ. They have some people behind it, so it might be interesting.
Absolutely. We have Maiden #1 from Heavy Metal. Heavy Metal getting into some more actual comic books here as of late. Some more traditional stuff. Michelle and Bart Sears writing this one.
Nottingham #1 is a Mad Cave Studios book, and this is a medieval noir. So the sheriff of Nottingham hunts a serial killer. So if you like your medieval times,
what's the name of this book?
It's called Nottingham.
Oh, Nottingham #1. There it is.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I like the concept. It might be neat. I don't know.
A serial killer with a penchant for tax collectors.
I think I should let him go.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing of the merry men, terrorists lurking amongst the trees of Sherwood, enigma known only as Hood. So I guess it's just a dark version of Robin Hood. A more murdery Robin Hood.
Maybe. We'll just have to find out, right?
Yeah. A lot of books coming out this week.
Yes.
A whole lot of stuff, but nothing else that really catches my eye.
Yeah, exactly.
Drew, this is one of the podcasts where I'm going to put you on the spot and ask you for your pick of the week. What is the one book that we have to make sure we are heading out to get, because it's going to be the next thing to be on one of our hot 10s?
I got to have that Joker #1 B cover by Frank Quietly. It's gorgeous.
Crap, I'm not going to go. I was thinking about going to DC. I can't do that now.
You can.
I was thinking about doing that Rorschach cover because I really liked that Rorschach cover.
Why not? We'll do 2 DCs.
I'm actually, that, and my runner-up is God of War Fallen Gods #1 from Dark Horse. Let's go with that God of War. It's more on brand for me. God of War Fallen Gods #1.
Oh, okay. It's video game based.
Yep. Again, the 2018 God of War was a very nice breakout title. So if this really is a really good lead-in story that bridges the gap between a much older video game and this story, it could be a very big thing if it's well done. But only if it's well done.
Yep. And Nottingham gets a vote for honorable mention.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is how we squeeze 4 picks out of our picks of the week here. So we just say, but maybe this, and don't forget this, and while you're at it, grab this.
Yeah, we can take credit then if any of those hit.
That's exactly right. Stacking the deck for us. Well, we appreciate you guys tagging along with us for our sneak peek set next week and all our other fun stuff we did for you today. We thank you guys so much. If you do not agree with some of our picks, even though we picked 4 of them, if you think we missed on all 4 of them, let us know. Find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, through our Gmail account, and let us know if you think there's some other gold coming out this week that we have to figure out and find, or if you think we picked some good ones, let us know that way. Be part of the podcast. We can also be found on Patreon. Drew gave you all that stuff earlier. So for Drew and for myself, see you.